Okay, so breaking news. This just came down the news wire. It actually went down yesterday. This is no longer a source. This is no longer a rumor. This is factual. LeBron James opted into his contract to stay with the Los Angeles Lakers. And this news to me wasn't very surprising, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. Also, LeBron James' agent released a statement that he understands that the Los Angeles Lakers want to build around Luka, but still he would like for the Lakers to be contenders. And possibility if the Los Angeles Lakers don't want to lean that way towards being a contender now, he expressed interest as far as being possibly traded to another ball club. Now, this comes at the eve of LeBron James trying to somehow change the argument. Now, rings are not important, championships are not important, which is kind of surprising coming from LeBron James, because wasn't this the very same LeBron James that exercised his free agent right to go to the Miami Heat to get 2 championship rings with them? He could have possibly gotten 3, but you want to thank the Dallas Mavericks for that and Dirk. But that's neither here nor there. It's amazing how all of a sudden you have this epiphany that rings don't matter when you already got the hardware. So, it is what it is. But now all of a sudden he wants to compete. He wants to be on a team that's very competitive. He understands that the Los Angeles Lakers want to build around Luka. And, look, the Los Angeles Lakers are not handcuffed by Jeanie Buss and their family. The Los Angeles Lakers, and this also comes at the eve of the Los Angeles Lakers being sold for $10 billion. And I think ever since that deal went down, ever since Jeanie Buss and the Buss family no longer own a controlled stake with the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron's, as far as LeBron and Los Angeles Lakers future-wise, is not looking the way LeBron wants. Realistically, I believe LeBron wants to play like another 3 years, at least for his other son to be drafted in the NBA. And if Jeanie Buss and the Buss family had controlling interest in the franchise, they would have drafted LeBron James' son, his second son. But now the Los Angeles Lakers are owned by someone else, and that someone else wants a very bright future. He wants a return on his investment. They already got Luka in the camp. They want to obviously Luka is going to sign an extension with the Los Angeles Lakers, and they want to build around Luka. And I'll be honest with you, this was the plan from day one, even with the Buss family. But I do believe Jeanie Buss was trying to do a 2-for-1. Satisfy Luka and the future of the Los Angeles Lakers, but also try to satisfy LeBron James, because look, she acts more as a fan than an owner. Okay. And I think this unhandcuffs Rob Pelinka. I think Rob Pelinka is going to build for the Los Angeles Lakers to be very competitive, real fast, real quickly. And I don't think, they're going to build necessarily for LeBron James. I think they're doing it for one. Rob Pelinka needs to, he has done a fabulous job with the Los Angeles Lakers, but if he wants to keep that job, he's going to have to show this new ownership that he can build a very competitive team. Just give him a couple of years, and then they'll be very, very competitive. Right now, they don't have the pieces. Right now, they don't have the draft capital. Right now, they don't even are not very good in the salary cap wise. It's not like they can just sign anybody. And if you look at what the Oklahoma City Thunder shown you, if you look at what the Indiana Pacers have shown you, if you look at what the Houston Rockets have shown you, that you could build a team. Just give a franchise 2 years, and you can build a very competitive team through the draft, via the draft. I think landing big free agents are the thing of the past. I'm not saying it's totally gone away, but I will say that the era of super teams are no more. The era of player entitlement is no more. These franchises are being bought up by people that treat these franchises as a business, and they want a return on their business real fast, real quick. You don't pay $10 billion for a franchise to satisfy LeBron James and hope that we can draft his other son. And no disrespect to Bronny James, and I would say this to anyone else, Bronny James got picked up way too quickly. And because, his father is LeBron James, they're going to, Jeannie Buss and the Buss family are going to do what's best to satisfy LeBron James and the stands around LeBron James. They're not going to draft based on what the team needs. They're going to draft based on making LeBron James happy. And I think those days are long gone. I don't think LeBron James can hold franchises captive no more. Maybe 10 years ago, definitely 15 years ago, but no more. LeBron's going to have to play within the rules. I'm not saying LeBron James is not going to command a lot of money. No one's not saying that. And for those out there that's saying that, well, if he wants a very competitive team with the Los Angeles Lakers, he should have took him far less. Now, I disagree with that. If you're the best pound for pound, and if there's a market that's willing to pay you that money, you're going to take it. You're going to take it. I'm going to take it. I don't care if he's a billionaire. I don't care if he's a trillionaire. None of that stuff matters. You're going to get what's dictated to you in the market until you can't get it no more. All right? So, yeah. So, I think the Los Angeles Lakers, I give them maybe 2.5 years, and they're going to have a very competitive team on the floor. They're going to build around Luka. And LeBron sees this. LeBron knows that I'd rather leave sooner rather than later. Obviously, he doesn't have a voice in the front office no more. Jeannie Buss is pretty much a figurehead. She don't have any controlling interest. She can't dictate who they should get, who they should not get. Things are changing. There's a new sheriff in town. And who's to say Jeannie Buss is going to keep that job? Even though that job, and I've said this in a previous video, there's no power in that job. She's just a figurehead. The people that's going to be running the franchise, they're going to be behind the scenes. You're not going to know who they are. Rob Pelinka is fighting for his job right now. If Rob Pelinka doesn't put a better product with Luka, and I'm not saying they should make it to the finals or win a championship, but they got to be very, very competitive, with what they have. All right? You can't, build around LeBron James and expect LeBron James to take you to the promised land. LeBron's getting older. Yes, LeBron is defying Father Time, but sooner rather than later, Father Time is going to win. And you just can't build your franchise with someone that's over 40. It's just not, it's not realistic. They're going to build around Luka. They're going to put pieces that fit Luka better. If LeBron wants to remain with the Los Angeles Lakers, that's fine. But they're no longer in the business of satisfying LeBron James and making LeBron James happy. From here on out, they're going to be drafting for the future of Luka. And I think LeBron sees that. That's why he opted in. I think he was going to opt in anyway. And, and he sees the writing on the wall. He knows that he's not a major voice with the Los Angeles Lakers. And to LeBron James, where are you going to go? Okay, you opted in. I think he's got 1 year at $50 million. What teams out there who are very competitive have $50 million or $50 million under the salary cap? Okay, let's look at all these competitive teams for a second. Minnesota will have to give up a few pieces just to even, if they trade with Minnesota, obviously Minnesota's going to have to give up a max contract, somebody that probably the Lakers don't want, and some draft capital, draft picks. Not Houston, they got Kevin Durant. And I think LeBron sees what's going on. Kevin Durant went to Houston and he surrounded himself with a lot of young talent. It's not like Kevin Durant came with another max contract guy similar to what he did in Brooklyn. If you look at Cleveland, he was in Cleveland. I don't think there's a real big interest in him returning to Cleveland. I don't think the owner wants to deal with that mess over and over again, satisfying LeBron's ego. He knows if he gets LeBron James, he's probably going to have to also trade for Bronny, and he's going to have to give up a lot to get him. And I think with the pieces that Cleveland has right now, I think it's all good. The Knicks, I don't see, they're going to have to swap a max player for LeBron James. So, possibly Golden State, but they're going to have to give up something major, Kuminga, and maybe if they max out Kuminga, I don't know. I mean, that's, but they're going to have to give something to the Lakers that's going to satisfy the Lakers. It's going to be draft picks. I just don't see a realistic, maybe the Spurs, but are the Spurs going to take in LeBron James? That's would that benefit the Spurs? I don't know. Miami is a possibility. He could build with the pieces that they have, but does that make Miami clear favorites? I don't think so. A lot of these teams that are younger are getting better now, and LeBron knows that his window to get one more championship is now. Tatum's down for the year, so you don't have to worry about Boston. The talent has been spread out. Kevin Durant is now with the Rockets. Kyrie Irving's with the Mavericks. Golden State's still the Golden State Warriors minus Klay Thompson, but they hadn't had Klay Thompson last year. The Suns are struggling. Obviously, he's going to stay out west. I don't see him moving out east. So I just don't see a lot of teams. I know there's a lot of teams that's interested in LeBron James, but how are you going to fit his contract with all the other contracts that you have? And obviously, you're going to have to give up a lot for LeBron James just to fit him on your roster, not because of the demand from the Los Angeles Lakers. It's just his contract is just enormous. So yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.